The players that the Pacers are shopping are Caris LeVert, Myles Turner, and Domantas Sabonis. I want each of you guys to give me a team for each player that you want to see them go to. If you have a trade package along with it, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. Just name the destination.
All right.
Let me start with you, JC. What do you got?
Oh, I got two teams. I kind of split in the middle, but I feel like my number one team I'm going to start with Caris LeVert. I think Caris LeVert would fit well with Cleveland Cavaliers. Being that Colin Sexton went down, was averaging 16 points per game, went down. I feel like they could use a boost in scoring another person who could score the basketball. Him and Jared Allen have chemistry. Darius Garland's been playing really well. I think like if Caris LeVert can be added to that mix to provide a scoring spark, because when he's healthy, I think he can give you 16 to 19 points per game, and that's not far out of the realm that he can do that for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think the Cavs would be great. Just because a great fit, just because of the fact that he's a scorer, and on some nights they need that scoring, and I think he can fill in that void that Colin Sexton has, put the team in. And right now they're 15-12. I think with an addition to Caris LeVert, they can cement themselves as like a actual playoff team and not be around the cusps of like the play-in and not being in the plan. So I would like to see Caris LeVert on Cleveland.
All right, so if we're gonna just go one by one, that's fine with me. I had LeVert going to the Nuggets. I feel like you lose MPJ. You don't have Jamal Murray until probably January, February. You need a boost right now. And LeVert, where he has been struggling this season, maybe it's because there's too much going on. There's too much personnel that needs the ball in their hands to be successful. And you bring him to the Nuggets. He's their second option immediately. Maybe we'll start to see the Caris LeVert that we saw last year or Caris LeVert when he was on the Brooklyn Nets. It's a good fit in the sense of he's only getting paid $17.5 million a season. You have him until 2023. Let's say Michael Porter Jr., unfortunately, his back injury is going to continue to linger, which would be very unfortunate for them given the fact that they're about to start paying him the max deal for a rookie. I think he's gonna be making around like $35 million next season. And then Jamal, you don't know how he's gonna come back from this ACL injury. You need guard play desperately. And LeVert would be that perfect fill-in for them. Right now, they're the 8th seed, and this is basically with Joker just backpacking by himself. You bring in a guy like LeVert, you relieve some pressure off Jokic, and now you get yourself a solid number 2 option. I feel like for the cost, $17.5 million, you eat that right now. You have a top 5 player in Jokic on your squad. You're not trying to waste him in his prime. And God forbid that he gets the idea to leave. I think that is the absolute dead last thing that any Denver fan wants. So you try to cater to his needs, and I feel like LeVert is a good fill-in option for that.
So, LeVert's a funny player. LeVert has all the talent in the world, all the talent. Been watching him since Michigan. He just is always hurt. There's always something wrong with him. He gets hurt, then he comes back, he's shitty. Then he does the cycle again. I think it's really weird. He does the same cycle every year.
He does it every year.
But I think Cleveland, for me, Cleveland was a good spot for him. I think Cleveland, with Colin Sexton going down with that injury, I think they need that second guy. And it was 2 spots for me. It was Cleveland, I think Washington. I think Caris LeVert needs a place to where he can be unleashed. And I think Washington is allowing their players to play. And I think that's somewhere where Caris LeVert can get his groove back. I think that's like a place where he can go and he can just be free and be the type of player. Cleveland also is another, they kind of play a little loose style. I think LeVert can fill in, not perfectly, but right now he can come in and play that role. He can play that on-guard, off-guard role for Colin Sexton while he's out. I think those are 2 spots for me because I think LeVert still can be a good player. He just has to maintain the consistency, and I know injuries suck, and I know it messes up your consistency, but if it continues the consistency, he can definitely contribute to a playoff team.
If Colin Sexton has to be involved in the deal for LeVert, are you trading Sexton?
Yeah. I would.
Are you trading Sexton to get LeVert if you're Cleveland?
I would.
I guess because it would be cheaper. Maybe I would do it, especially because you have until 2023.
I mean, they've already expressed that they aren't really fond of having Colin Sexton on the team to begin with. So,
but it's like, is it because you're getting a player of Caris LeVert's caliber that you're not getting much else with LeVert? Are you just getting LeVert and that's it?
I believe you can get. I believe if LeVert is healthy, you can get about the same production. Maybe not scoring wise, but you can get a defense. You can get better playmaking. You can get another rebound and more size. So I think if LeVert can stay healthy, then that's a good trade.
Okay, you guys told me your destinations for Caris LeVert.
Hold on, let me get a quick question in because the chat doesn't think this seem that we're interacting with them enough. They have a question for you, Joel.
Okay.
RJ or LeVert right now?
Oh my god.
RJ Barrett.
Easy?
They're about to. Yo, let's keep it a stack. They're about the same
They
right
are
now.
about this. At least right now, I think that's pretty
They're about
facts.
the same.
I feel like in year 3, I guess I would take the upside
I
of
would
RJ.
I would take RJ right now. I'm just gonna let the chat know right now. If you're in the chat currently, at the end of this recording, we are going to be answering all your questions and stay for like an hour or so and answer all your questions. So don't think that we're not gonna make you guys feel special.
No, we
on
see you.
This special day. We
That's a fact,
definitely
man.
are.
Here we go.
You guys mentioned LeVert and where he should go. Now I want to hear where you guys think Sabonis and Myles Turner can go. And this time, instead of just naming one player, name me both and give me the destinations.
Okay. For me, I would like to see Sabonis try to find a way on Charlotte, and then for Myles Turner, I would like to see him come to the Brooklyn Nets because I'm fond of his game. I am.
That would be pretty cheese, but like, what would
would help us
What
so
would you
much.
guys give? Like, I'm trying to even think off the top of my head. LaMarcus is not like that's not. Advertising
I actually think Myles Turner would
think
be
so,
better
too.
on Charlotte.
I have a deal.
Ooh,
They need-
yes,
the
they
Nets.
need a
I have
center.
a trade
For the Nets?
for Charlotte.
Oh.
I actually made one.
Okay, let me hear
What's
it.
your trade?
Let me hear it.
What's your trade?
Mason Plumlee, PJ Washington, and James Bucknight for Myles Turner.
Absolutely no.
Say that one more time.
PJ Washington, James Bucknight, and Mason Plumlee for Myles Turner.
Take James Bucknight out the deal, and it's a deal.
So it's just that you would give up those two?
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like I would need Buck Knight.
I would probably take PJ out and take Bucknight. If I'm Indiana, I would ask for Bucknight, take out.
If that's the price, yeah, I
If
would
I'm
want
Charlotte,
Buck
Bucknight's untouchable. He's untradeable.
Right now, you think so?
Well, in that deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Myles Turner, I don't. Yeah.
I think Charlotte, for me, me personally, Charlotte or the Trailblazers. I really want to see.
For who?
Myles Turner. I really want to see him in a new environment. I think Charlotte, in terms of like, because they need a center bad.
Why not
like,
Brooklyn?
Because you got. I don't want. No. I think
He would
Charlotte.
help us so much.
He would, but I think Charlotte is a
Aldridge
place.
has been doing his thing for y'all.
Yeah, but he's a defensive liability to the
That's true.
extreme.
I want to
very
see
true.
Turner get unlocked.
To the
I
extreme.
want to see Turner's potential get unlocked. I don't
Okay,
want to see him.
I could not
go
agree
be
more.
just a guy. I want to see him go be unlocked, and I feel like Charlotte and Portland are two places where he can finally unleash his game and unload his potential. For Sabonis, now Sabonis is a tricky player, but I think Dallas would be a good spot.
Perfect.
Me and Drew was just talking about it. I think that type of player can definitely fit in Dallas. Another playmaker, another guy that can pass out the post. Him and Luka pick and roll would be
give up?
Why
OD.
do you want an all European team?
That's
were
exactly
literally just talking about
what
that.
I was
That
saying
would be-
to him.
That'd be
Forget
sick.
about like the actual talent of the squad. In terms of like attracting fans to watching the game, that could be their whole shtick. They're the Europeans. And they could 100% run with that. And as funny as it is, it's crazy. You would have Luka, you would have Sabonis, and you would have KP. I feel like the only one that would really struggle in that scenario would be probably KP.
No, he's not in the paint.
No, yeah, he's been getting more post-ups this year.
What would
I
you
don't
give
think-
up?
but
What would you
I
give
don't-
up for Sabonis though?
Oh,
You don't think they
I don't
would
want to
want
get into the
Porzingis?
give up because I don't really want to give
It'd
it.
probably be
hypothetical.
picks.
It would
be
have
picks.
to be like Maxi Kleba.
Reggie
And-
Bullock.
Ew.
No, not
Because-
Reggie Bullock. Like they would have
You
to
think
give
Brunson would have to go, or do you think you can't move him at this point?
up. I don't think he'd have to go. And he's not getting paid too much to where
He's good.
they need that contract can fulfill Sabonis.
I know what you mean.
Sabonis isn't getting paid too much though. I know Maxi Kleba would be in a deal like probably a Dwight Powell. They'd have to like put in some picks because nobody's accepting that deal straight up.
Now, question: do you think that obviously you bring in Sabonis? Like I said, he's like a point forward type player. Do you think that Luka would be capable of playing off ball where you can actually have Sabonis have the ball at the top of the key and actually run a type of offense where you have KP who either you have him on the block or you have him outside, where I think KP doesn't like to be outside, especially with last season, the way that they were using him. He likes to have his back to the basket or just try and do anything to just not be a consistent corner shooter. Do you think that he could benefit, that Luka would benefit from that? Or do you think Luka's game is so ball dominant that it wouldn't allow the offense to run smoothly?
Sabonis has to fit Luka.
That's exactly what I'm asking. Do you think that Sabonis could, do you think that Sabonis could, his play could fit with Luka is essentially
This
what
is
I'm
why
asking.
Sabonis is such a confusing player to me. I don't know the perfect.
He's a poor man's Jokic, though, so what's the, like, I
It's
don't understand.
easier to just plug in on most teams
Yeah.
than Sabonis because
Yeah.
you could just plug in a defensive big. He can shoot the three ball. And if he wants more touches, you can give more touches. But I think Sabonis' game is so tricky because it's hard to, like, I've seen people keep saying, oh, I've seen Golden State in the idea for Sabonis. I personally don't like it. I don't think he should go to Golden State, but I don't know. Like, Sabonis is such a weird player. I don't really know.
Why wouldn't you like? I'll tell you what.
Sabonis,
Myles Turner. No,
what?
Myles Turner goes to Golden State.
I didn't say that. I said
I thought you said Myles Turner.
I don't like
Okay.
Sabonis for Golden State. That's
What about
I
Myles
said.
Turner to Golden
Myles
State?
Turner.
Yo, that'd be.
But what
that
you
would
giving
be
up?
dirty.
Wiseman.
I feel like but
gotta
that's a
fit a
lot.
contract.
That's a lot.
Oh, okay. See, like, I thought we weren't doing that, but
What you think we could just gradually?
I mean, you said that you said you were straying away from the financial.
That's why I'm not adding. I'm not saying no names.
Wait, why don't you guys, or why don't you think Charlotte's a good destination for Sabonis?
guess-
He's 25 years old. He fits their timeline. They lack
I
rebounding.
think they need a defensive big more than anything.
Yeah, they do.
I feel like with PJ there and Miles Bridges there, who plays the four.
But you'd have to give one of them up realistically.
I don't think they
trade
should give
back
up
in.
Miles Bridges. I ain't gonna lie.
Just give a PJ.
Oh, yeah, no, not Miles Bridges. PJ. Yeah, give
Miles
up
right
PJ.
now is untouchable.
How about
I don't,
Charlotte?
I don't,
PJ
I don't think
Plumlee?
Sabonis fits what they need.
I think Miles Turner is the perfect guy for
Charlotte is one of the worst defensive teams in the world.
See, but
the world.
What I'm surprised about is that we haven't spoken about Myles Turner to Toronto at all. A team that really
So talk about it.
A team that really does need a center. Obviously, I do think Pascal Siakam's a good ball player. He's not a center.
Wait, you tell me you trade Siakam?
No, I'm saying that Siakam needs to be a 4.
Look
He's
at their
not
lineup.
a 5.
Look at their lineup though. I think me personally, this is just what I think. I think they want to run one guard or two guards and three wings. I think Toronto. I think that's how they like to play and that's how they want to run.
So who would you'd have Fred, you'd have OG, you'd have
you have Fred,
Barnes.
you have Trent, and then you have
Trent,
OG,
yeah.
But
Scotty.
Trent could
and
be that
Siakam.
6-man easy. He could be that 6-man
could.
easily. OG could run the 2. You have Barnes run the 3, Pascal run the 4, and there's Myles Turner at the 5.
That'd be a great
Myles Turner,
defensive team.
and that team is desperately needing a center.
You know what?
Not one that only
That's
gives.
not a bad team.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
And not only does he offer you shot blocking, that they refuse to give Boucher minutes, but he's not a 5 either. And he's one of the few on their squad who actually is a good shot blocker. You bring in Myles Turner who can actually shot block on top of shoot the basketball, space the floor. Maybe Siakam actually could get some work down low and start to see this offense really get flowing. Myles Turner
For all those reasons, that's why I would want him on the Nets.
Oh,
for all
of course.
those
I mean,
reasons.
Myles Turner really gives you
How much
everything
more
you could
do you
want in a
guys
center.
need?
Exactly.
I
I'm
just
done
want a
with that.
center.
I'm done with that.
I
I'm
just
done
want a
with
center. I
that.
just want a center. What's
But-
wrong with that?
but-
guys
all
be
right,
damn.
Wait, talking about, but
all right.
Kyrie Irving, if he doesn't come back, why can't I get Myles Turner though?
Okay. But give me
He'll help
all right,
us.
so let me live in this dream scenario for you. Give me something that you genuinely think the Nets can move that you could get Myles Turner.
I think we could give up probably a Joe Harris and a Nicholas Claxton
Ooh,
for him.
okay.
I really do. Like, I
And
don't
all your
think,
picks.
At least
I don't have
probably
anything left.
probably 1 or 2. You probably could give 1 or 2 picks
I
away.
guess, I mean, whatever picks I know we gave up a lot of them for James
Harden,
Harden.
yeah.
But I think a Joe Harris, Nicholas Claxton for him, I don't think that's like that bad of a deal.
I got
be
these
honest with you.
scenarios for Sabonis and Turner. You guys mentioned the Hornets and the Mavericks as potential destinations for Myles Turner.
I said the
I'm not sure if
Blazers.
you guys said the Mavericks. Actually, I think I just brought
Myles
that up
Turner?
I said
for Myles
Hornets
Turner.
and the
Really?
Blazers.
Even with KP?
I'll tell you why in a bit. For Myles Turner, you guys talked about the Hornets fit. You guys talked about the Nets fit as well. I think these three teams, you talked about the Blazers briefly. What about the Knicks?
You giving up?
So
Mitch?
you're done
You're
with Mitch.
Yes,
I
I'm
told him to
done
give
with
up on
Mitch.
Mitch years ago.
Man, before the season he was Defensive Player of the Year. So what's going what's the
I like the
difference?
Knicks.
Bro,
now?
he posted on his story the
He's
other
done with
day
y'all?
that he had a positive plus minus, therefore he had a positive impact on the court.
Oh,
Oh
It's
God,
hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I think Myles Turner would fit the Knicks better.
Yeah.
But I want to give you guys this hypothetical trade. As you guys were talking about Sabonis, I love the Mavericks thing because I want to see 3 Europeans on one team. I think the optics of it just look pretty
definitely.
cool. Memphis Grizzlies. Should the Grizzlies go after Domantas Sabonis? If I'm Memphis and I offer you a trade and I say, I'll give you Kyle Anderson and Dylan Brooks, give me Sabonis.
nope.
I can't trade Dylan Brooks right now. He's their best defender.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
I play in the Western Conference. I have to see Paul George and Kawhi 4 times a year. I have to see LeBron 4 times a year. I have to see guys like Devin Booker 3-4 times a year. Donovan Mitchell 3-4 times a year. I need Dylan Brooks. I need it. Perimeter defense is very important in the West.
He's
I
been
need it.
very crucial for this run that they've
And
been
we
going
are
on.
already one of the worst defensive teams in the league. I need it. Sure, no. I ain't doing that.